No. I know, Emma. What a load of bunk. Oh, that's pretty. This game contains themes and depictions of violence, death, body hoarder, chronic illness, grief, and dysfunctional relationships. Sounds like some of my favorite fanfics. Every night I find myself alone in the studio, curtains drawn tight, my neat rows of paints, palette and brushes in the same place on the drawer by the easel. Body hoarder. You're yelling at me right now. No, I'm not, Sin. You're fine. I'm not yelling. The canvas upon it sits, as always, unfinished, Mary's half-painted face frozen in a silent song. It's laid out, as it always is when I awaken here. Mary is nowhere to be found. She must still be at the theater. Even when the curtains fall and the stage lights dim, the night is forever young to its stars sopranos. I would always wait outside her dressing room, roses in hand, scores of other bright-eyed admirers spilling through the halls, though she alone was mine, and I was hers. I think I know my problem with reading is I try and read way too fast, and then my sentences just run into each other, so I'm gonna try and slow down. It's cold, bitterly cold tonight, but still I draw the curtains and open the windows wide. There's a stench in the room, deep and damp and sickly sweet, that I can't ever seem to be rid of. Besides that, the fumes from the linseed oil make my head spin. Like every night, I measure out my paints, arranging the small dabs of color on my palette from lightest to darkest. Titanium white, cadmium yellow, to corpse brown and lamp black. I wet my brush with oil and gently start mixing the pigments. It feels just a little bit like magic, watching them swirl and mix, forming new colors from old. I paint her face. I mix a tone as warm as her cheeks as I envision Mary's sweet face in my mind's eye. Her lips like roses, the graceful turn of her nose, those eyes that glitter like stars under candlelight. It's no use. I can't focus. Her features are as blurred in my mind as the mess of oil and pigment smeared across my canvas. I sigh and scrape it off with a palette knife and mix a deep blend of black and red for the background instead. I apply my paint with a generous dab of oil, but it seems I didn't have to. The canvas is still wet from last night and the night before. I must have painted and repainted the same background countless times. To say it's difficult to paint by lamplight, my muse nowhere in sight, is an understatement, of course. But lately, these nightly hours are the only time I find myself able to lift the brush. I stop every few strokes.
Spirited arts.
Oh, voice acting! I had joked that the pain that forced me away from the tailor shop meant I could finally return to my paintings at the very least. I was never any good at humor. Mary had sensed my worries, consoled me, sweetly, in her voice that could charm stone to life.
Oh, Sam, don't worry. I have roles lined up for months. Go ahead and paint. We can still live comfortably.
It hurt, a small part of it did, beyond the physical, beyond the ailments, to seek her permission. To be unable to care for my darling the way I had when we were young, brimming with talent but crushingly unknown. Well, she had been. I was, and still am, nothing. But perhaps, finally, it would now be my turn to bring my vision to the world. If only it didn't hurt so damn much. Time passes and I still don't manage more than a few strokes. a small patch of dark over an already wet canvas. Or perhaps time hasn't passed at all. The broken clock on the wall would suggest as much. Perhaps the seconds have lain still, the world outside unchanging, and I, the only thing that moves. Have I moved? Is repeating the same brushstrokes like clockwork doll movement? Like a clockwork doll movement. Get it together, clown. You're doing it again. I shiver and sigh. Perhaps sleep would be a better endeavor. Perhaps the next night will be met with more success. I stand, setting aside my paints and palette, and slowly move to shut the windows. I stop. There, out in the front garden, barely lit by a street lamp, stands a figure that can only be Mary. She bids goodbye to another figure, tall and broad-shouldered, and then she laughs. A beautiful... Oh! 1 second. Okay, that was... You know what, though? That was sweet, but also just took me to... we bought a car last year from a used car dealership from a town from a few towns over, and they were like, hey, just called to say congratulations. It's been a year since you bought the car. I'm like, oh? Yeah, I just wanted to call and congratulate you. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry. And I thought they were going to try and sell me something, but they were just like, hey, congrats on buying the car from us a year ago. I'm like, okay, thanks. Sorry. I'm sorry that I suspected that you wanted something from me. That is usually the only reason a used car dealership would call me. I appreciate your kindness, though. That was sweet. I kind of feel like an ass now. And then she laughs. A beautiful laugh, a heartfelt laugh, and embraces him before he makes his reluctant exit on the carriage stopped by the gate. Let's not assume that our wife is cheating. For a moment, I don't know what to think. A friend, a co-star, perhaps that amiable tenor she mentioned every now and then. I didn't see his face, but Mary's social circle has always eclipsed my own. It must be, but why would he come to our home? Well, would you want your wife walking alone at night in this area when Jack the Ripper's running around? Congrats on bot exploding your car. Why would she laugh like that? In the garden, in the midst of walking to the front door, humming to herself, Mary suddenly looks up, and for a moment her eyes go wide, and she blinks as if shaking herself from a daze. I instinctively step back from the windows. Perhaps it's guilt that makes me do so. Mary is finally home, and oh, I've missed her so. How could the first thing I think upon seeing my darling be the worst thoughts my mind could conjure? For the first time in many, many nights, I just feel well enough to leave the studio. I'll prepare Mary a pot of her favorite chamomile tea. I'll listen as she tells me of the nights, the theater, the thousands of small anecdotes she never runs out of, and maybe, just maybe, ask her again to sit for a portrait for me. Like she used to. Well, I mean, nothing's pretty bad than thinking that, oh, my spouse is cheating on me. The house feels larger than it used to. Perhaps I was shut in the studio too long? Still, how could I so quickly become a stranger to my own home? The memories are fuzzy. The years blur together like a wash of oil colors. My mother and I, carrying our sparse luggage, stepped inside for the first time. My stepfather, laughing, his elbows on the breakfast table, chattering over something he read in the paper. Then silent hallways and empty rooms. And then myself, welcoming my new bride to these solitary halls, hanging our newly taken portraits above the mantel. The walls are barren now. Though I feel the walls in the dark, leaving sticky trails of paint behind, tracing the places where I used to hang. Oh, are we dead? The paintings I'd framed, the seaside landscapes I'd painted on our honeymoon, the watercolor sketch of Mary that couldn't hope to capture the sheen of her hair. The still life of candles and flowers that had wilted because I took too long to finish. Even the painting of a rose in a vase, the first gift I'd ever given to her.
I wanted to bring you some flowers, but I was afraid they would wilt before I saw you next.
You painted them. Oh, they're beautiful, Sam.
The naked walls stare blankly at me. Confused, but with nowhere else to go, I continue through the house. As I walk, I pass the furniture my stepfather left me. The shelves and tables that always seemed so large and grand as a boy, now missing or mantled in thick white linen. They remind me of corpses on a hospital table, lying dead still, covered in sheets. Guys, I think we're fucking dead. Mary? I try to call out, but phlegm blocks my throat. I cough, long and drawn and wet, and then once more attempt to voice her name. Mary? We are haunting our wife. We are haunting our wife. Oh my god. This poor woman! It slicks off my tongue like a serpent uncoiling. I don't think you're actually... I think we're dead. I think we're dead and we're haunting the place. I had always loved her name, so tender and sweet, free of harsh syllables. Mary. It was a name like an impressionist floor, painted in soft strokes with fine oil brush. I bet we either fucking killed ourselves or we died of like lead poisoning or something. I think you're chronically ill and stuck in bed someplace. It was the greatest joy in the world. I mean, maybe we are. You never know. It was the greatest joy in the world to join my name to hers. Silence fills the halls, a long drawn-out silence, a held breath. Finally, my darling answers. Oh.
Sam.
Hi.
Is this a dream?
I told you we're dead. We're dead. We're so fucking dead. I cough again, another long, wet trail dripping from my lips. Is it a good dream? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you voice act.
I don't know. It feels like a nightmare. An awful, wretched nightmare.
I limp towards the sound of her voice, so musical, so lovely, even on the brink of tears. Don't cry, darling, I want to say, but thick, syrupy liquid fills my throat. No matter what troubles you, I am here. She stands at the edge of the staircase, shaking, a candlestick in hand. The steps are sticky and wet. I inch carefully, practically at a crawl, not to slip. You're a nurgling! My darling lifts the candle as I approach. In the dark of the house, its flickering flame almost blinds me. We are dead. We are so dead. I don't see the expression on her face as she screams. Oh, don't fall down the stairs!
Marie? Where are you, my darling?
Every word feels like a dagger puncturing my throat. I limp down each hall, leaving a trail of steps that feel damp and heavy, slick and wet. I try the door to our bedroom. No, Marie's room. I had started sleeping in the spare one when my coughing fits would wake her up at night. It was cold, so cold, alone, but my darling needed her rest. The knob is slick and hard to twist, my hand slipping on the brass. Finally, I managed to push the door open. Though it's completely dark, I peer inside. Though it's completely dark when I peer inside, I know it is empty. No warmth, no flesh, no sound of sweet breath within. I continue down the hall. I trudge, my steps heavy and wet, trying not to slip over the thick, slick surface.
Marie, what's wrong, darling? Please come out. I don't understand.
Man, we've been slowly dying. We're dead, Knight. I'm telling you, we are dead. We died. We're haunting our wife. The dining room is empty, truly empty. The shelves where the china and silverware were once neatly stacked now gape hollow. The walnut table is covered in a thick white sheet, a matching set of chairs removed. People don't die, Confetti, I can hear Sin literally say. I rest against the blanketed table. My hands leave a ruddy smear against the sheets. It must be more paint, though it's hard to make out in the dark. Maybe we're a zombie, actually. Holy shit. I need spectacles for quite some time. But Marie never liked bookish types. No nerds for her. I continue on through the familiar yet unfamiliar house, my steps strained and slow, my breath short, sticky, wet.
Marie! Where are you? Oh, Marie! It hurts! Won't you come to me?
I hear the front door slam shut. It must be freezing cold out. Why has she gone to the garden? I tread to the sound with new urgency, uncaring of the sticky, wet floors, forgetting for just a moment the pain that snaps and burns through my flesh. I reach for the oily, damp knob.
Don't! Sam! Please!
Her voice rings from behind the door.
I don't understand, darling. Have I done something to upset you?
Her sobs echo loudly. I never thought an ugly sound could come from my darling's lips, but her words...
I love you, Sam. I always will. But I can't bear to see you like this. Please, I beg of you. Return to where you came. You can't be here. I've moved on now.
What? Return where? Dearest, you aren't making any sense. Moved on? I'm your husband, Marie. What on earth is there to move on from?
Please remember, Sam. You were ill. You were ill for a long
Told
time.
ya!
And you never recovered.
I know I'm unwell, Marie. But you said we would still—
She's gaslighting us into thinking we're dead so we kill ourselves. Okay.
Are you leaving me? Because I can't care for you anymore? Is that it?
You left me. You're dead, Sam.
Uh-huh, told you. Are you gonna listen to a woman?
You've been dead for more than a year.
If this is a joke, darling, it's a cruel one. Do you want me dead? Is that it? Am I better off dead to you?
My darling does nothing but sob behind the door. How quickly I regret my words. Oh, if only I could see her face, look into her eyes, reassure her that see that she loves me still. I twist the knob with slick, oily hands.
No! Don't come out! Please!
On the other end, with a sharp gasp, my darling grasps the knob closed, pushing the weight of her small frame against the weathered wood.
Don't come out!
Let her go. Why are you so gross? I'm a corpse! I let go of the door, my hands slicking off its oily surface.
Forgive me, Marie. I can see that you don't want to speak to me right now. But whenever you do, whatever this is about, I'll be waiting in the studio.
I leave the door. I leave my darling alone, sobbing in the garden. It's dark, so very dark, but dawn will soon paint that dim black sky. I retrace my slick, wet footsteps through the hall, up the staircase, one trudging, damp step at a time.
Spirits, it hurts.
Aw, hi, Uni! All the hugs to Uni. It burns. I feel no breath in my lungs. My chest could be a hollow cavity, slippery and wet, spilling with hot, sickly fluid.
It hurts. Oh, it hurts.
I stagger into a tall, sheet-covered object. Oh, it's a fucking mirror. The linen sliding off with a grasp of my clumsy, slick fingers. Yeah, it's a mirror! It's a Marie's floor-length mirror.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sam.
No, 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 no!
Oh, wow. The sharp teeth are different. I'm in the studio. A dim, dark studio. As empty as it is every night. The curtains are shut. The lamps are unlit. My palette is a mess of murky colors, rust reds, corpse browns. A musky, sickly sweet rotting stench fills the room. I don't know why the smell of linseed oil ever bothered me. After all, I no longer breathe. The handle on the door turns behind me. Slowly it creaks open and a figure steps inside. It's me. He limps more than he steps in crooked motion against the floor, dragging his body along like a wet, wide brush as swaths of red pool at his feet. I watch him pull himself before the canvas.
Samuel.
Icon of affliction? He speaks in my mother's voice, a tone that could swell with warmth or derision, command or dependency, pride or disappointment in a moment's notice.
Please, give up your suffering. Give up this. Come back to the earth with me.
My hands are too slick to hold my brush. I stab it into my flesh and fix it between my bones, then dip the bristle into his blood.
Sammy.
He speaks in my stepfather's voice, but without laughter or joy. In the same cadence, I imagined him taking his last breath, crimson staining his uniform, the dog tags cold around his neck.
Don't suffer anymore, Sam. You are nothing already. Forget your pain.
Icon of Ecclesia. Oh, I didn't...
Return to the void with us.
I mean, Sam, honestly. My brush is drying. I plunge it into his chest, wet it with his oily breath.
Sam?
Icon of agony. He speaks with my voice, hoarse and raspy and tired. So very, very tired.
This won't make you worthy of love. Not the world's, not Marie's, not your friends or peers or critics. Come back to our grave. End our suffering. You know I don't do this for love.
I clean my brush with paint thinner, knocking over the jar as it spills across the drawer and onto the wet, soaken floor. I dry the bristles on my worn, rotting shirt, then soak it in the thick white mucus of his tears. My words are only partially true, just as his words are not fully wrong. Neither my rotting corpse nor the memory of what once was Sam will gain a thing from this toil. I paint the hours away, or perhaps take no time at all. The clock on the wall never turns its hands, suggesting that the world lies still. The seconds never pass, and I am the only thing that moves within. My darling husband has returned! Say hello, everybody!
Hello, everybody!
Oh!
Everyone's getting married!
Yes, everyone is getting... They say hi, Mr. Clown. He says hello, guys.
Eaten.
Huh?
Have you eaten?
No, I have not.
What would you like to eat?
That's a good question. Well, I don't know if I'd have time to actually have food delivered before you have to go to work, unfortunately.
It's true.
That was something I was considering, but I didn't expect you to, like, show up so late. So I guess buffalo chicken, maybe? Is that okay? Huh?
Maybe buffalo chicken.
Like, because Arby's has their buffalo chicken back. Or is there some... What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
I will go out.
Alright, thank you. Friggin' Sam over here is suffering from beyond the grave, and me and my husband are arguing about what to eat. Sorry, Sam. Suggesting that the world lies still, the seconds never pass, and I am the only thing that moves within. I certainly broke the tone, didn't I, everybody? It hurts. Oh, it hurts. Heavy, syrupy tears flood my vision, fill my throat, my chest, choking me. Every movement of my hand leaves cracks in what is left of my brittle bones. He stares at me all the while, silent, still, like a mirror. If I loved him, I would stop. I would crawl to my grave like he wishes. But I love this more than I love myself. I birth him from within me. As I create, so too am I born.
And he and I are beautiful.
Ending 2, the self-portrait. I loved the art in this. It was so good. I never once auto-saved or saved at any of my decisions. So I would have to play through that whole game again. So that means that it's our true ending. Because we didn't save. We didn't save at all, bitches.